AC-12 interview of Prime Minister Alexander Boris de Pfeffel Johnson by Superintendent Hastings, D.I. Fleming, D.I. Arnott. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be used in evidence.
We've been asked to review your case, the case of a Prime Minister who's broken the law.
A law you created. A law you made the whole country abide by.
Too many of our institutions are failing the British public by turning a blind eye to your wrongdoing. But not us, fella. We will uphold standards without fear or favour.
In the spring of 2020, as the first wave of COVID tore through the country, you created a secret back channel that helped friends of the Conservative Party make millions of pounds out of PPE contracts.
Insofar as there are any conflicts of interest, they will be evident from the publication of all the details of all the contracts.
Document 8. Document 8 is a statement by the National Audit Office showing that companies channeled into your so-called VIP lane were 10 times more likely to secure COVID contracts than companies without political connections.
Whilst the rest of the country was doing its duty, making sacrifices, you were lining your mates' pockets.
Loads of the kit didn't even work.
It had to be chucked away, while doctors and nurses went without.
Corruption costs lives.
Document 2 in your folders. Document 2 is a summary of an internal investigation into the renovation of your flat above Downing Street.
Forgive me. Forgive me.
Note an invoice to the value of £112,000. Included in the price is the purchase of gold wallpaper at a cost of £850 per roll. When inquiries were made regarding who paid for said renovation, you claimed you didn't know.
On screen, item reference LBD3. LBD3 is a WhatsApp exchange between you and Lord Brownlow, in which you ask him to pay the bill and he agrees. So you did know who paid for your refurbishment, even when you said you didn't.
When all this was being investigated first time round, you were told to hand over all relevant communications, but you kept this WhatsApp communication secret. Then, when it did eventually come out, you said you hadn't handed it over to the investigators because it was on your old phone and you'd forgot about it.
I don't think that this is the number one issue for the people of our country.
With respect, sir, I beg to differ. The number one issue right now is whether the British people can trust a blind word that comes out of your mouth. And to cap it all, soon after Brownlow agreed to foot your bill, he secured a meeting with a cabinet minister to peddle one of his pet projects.
I followed the ministerial guidance at all times.
You must think we were born yesterday, fella. You're as bent as a 9-bob note.
On screen, image 9.
What is your relationship with Jennifer Akruri?
Look, I've said everything I'm going to say on that particular subject.
You had an affair with this American technology entrepreneur who then received tens of thousands of pounds of taxpayers' money and access to overseas trade missions that you led.
So, who are you actually working for? The British people? Or your friends and donors?
And your friend, Owen Patterson, was caught bang to rights taking 100 grand a year from a COVID testing company before successfully lobbying for them to win hundreds of millions of pounds in government contracts. Mother of God. Taxpayers' money being siphoned off yet again.
Frankly, I think, I think it is extraordinary that colleagues sometimes do behave in this way.
Well, you can't have thought it was that extraordinary. Because you tried to get Patterson off the hook by sacking the parliamentary sleaze watchdog that was investigating him.
Any honest Prime Minister would have cut Patterson loose, but no, not you. No, you had his back.
Maybe you were trying to get yourself off the hook too.
That's before we get to the parties in Downing Street.
Sorry, did DIR not touch a nerve?
He's totally prejudging the whole thing. He needs to contain himself. No, he needs to contain himself and wait for the police to complete their inquiries.
We are the police, fella. This is the inquiry. And what we found is that you lied, and you lied, and you lied. To the public, Parliament, to the grieving families.
You lot even partied the night before the Queen buried her husband of 73 years.
Your government offered to relax the rules for the funeral, but the Queen refused. She understood that it was her duty to set an example to the nation. But what did you do? The night before the funeral, your staff wheeled a suitcase to the co-op, filled it with booze, set up a DJ deck and got wasted.
Image 17.
Look at Her Majesty. Do it. Look at that picture.
Because of you, our values are dying. Having heard the charges against you, I am satisfied that you are unfit to hold public office.
Speak for England, Gaffer.
Your shameless disrespect for truth and accountability has vandalized our most precious institutions. Values we cherish as a nation, that we take pride in as a nation. But you have made a mockery of that. You are finished here, Prime Minister. You are finished with lying to us, and that's only the start of it. Christ knows what criminal charges you're going to end up facing. You have put the knife through the heart of everything we aspire to be as a nation, and we won't bear it. We won't bear it a day longer. We will not be corrupted by you.